Let's start by launching the program. Since this is the first time running this application on this computer, ProjTrack presents a dialog that allows me to select the database file. All I have to do here is navigate to the folder where the MDB file is located and select it. This activity only has to be done once. The project tracking system is an application made with VB6 using an Access database as a backend. Its purpose is to document work done for a particular project. The app handles three types of objects. The top object is the overall project. Just below the project is the task. For example, if something in an application does not work, then an example task assigned to a developer is locating and fixing the problem. The third object below the task is the item. Each item is a summary of what the developer did in one day to reach the goal of the task. Although I am using a software development project as an example, this system can track any kind of project that can be divided into these three basic elements. The project tracking system allows detailed documentation and effortless searching by project, task, or item. Alright, let's look to see what options are available in this application. The first one is the file, where you can either set up the printer or you can exit. The next one is actions, and it's probably the most often used. Here, the user can define a project name. So for instance, here I can type something in, and notice how this went black and how the OK button got enabled. If I were to remove that, this goes red, and if I hold my mouse pointer here, a little tooltip comes up, and obviously the OK is disabled, not allowing the user to enter an empty name. Or you can select one here and it'll replace the name here, and here I only have two options. Either I can go back to my initial screen, or I can delete it. Let's click on New, and it goes back to the initial screen. The second option that is available here is Task Owners. This is very similar to the previous screen, except here what I am defining is Task Owners. Here again it works the same as the other one. Consistency is key so that the user feels comfortable using the application across screens. And the third option that we're going to look at here is the control panel. The control panel is where the user can either query tasks and items, or can define new items and new tasks. First, we need to select a project. So we're going to select a project, and notice how some of these buttons enable. If I were to press the project tasks, it's going to give me a list of all the tasks that are assigned to this project. These tasks just are identical to the tasks that are listed here. It's just a different presentation. Or if I want to, I can create a new task. The new task usually consists of the project name, which is automatically provided, a start date, a complete, an app version, who owns it, like for instance maybe I'll have Pat do it, task title, and a description of the task. Notice how solution here is disabled because it's not complete. As soon as I click on complete, it provides a date and a time, and this field becomes enabled. Let's get out of here and let's select the tasks. So let's go with this one, and notice how more buttons enable, because now the T items, or the task items, are basically the items here in this list. Just again, they're presented in a different format. So here I can look at the different items for a task, and I can actually save them as a text file. Down here you can see the different items, and like for instance I now have clicked one of these, so this automatically goes into edit item mode. Here I can change the duration, I can change the date, I can change any data, and I have three buttons available. Either update to save the changes, I can delete this item if I don't need it anymore, or I can click on new, and I am here capturing new data for today or whenever. If I click on reset, everything goes blank, and I can reselect. And here I can select a new item, which basically takes us to the same screen as before, except that it's initialized. So I can enter the data here and click OK when it's ready. And obviously I have my my red text here that actually provides some information about what's wrong with it. In this case, it just says specify a title for this item. So I'm going to close that. and I'm going to go to views. Here I can view tasks and I can view items. If I go into tasks, here I can select or search for different tasks. Like for instance, maybe I want to see all the tasks that are incomplete. So I can click view tasks and I get a list of the different tasks that I haven't finished yet. If I click on one of these, I can drill down a little further and I can see view items, and it brings back this, just the information in a tabular form. Or like for instance, maybe I can select a specific project. In this case, I'm going to leave it as any, and I'm going to view, and here's all the different tasks that have been assigned to this project. I can also select by owner, or I can actually select by a range of dates. The next view is items. Here I can select a project, and since this is actually an item, I need to select a task. So okay, let's do that, and let's see what we've got here. So this is all the different items that were documented for this task. And the last view is calendar. Like for instance, this opens up a screen that actually presents a graphical calendar, and I can select a month. Let's see what was going on in June. As you can see, I was pretty busy in June. The numbers are blue, and they provide information. If I do click on here, it's going to give me all the different items that I worked on that day. That one only had one. Like for instance, this one has two. So if I click here, it's going to display these two items, and this gives me an idea of what it is I did. Or I can take an item and I can actually click on it, and I'm back here to this little window, which actually lets me modify it or delete it if I want. And once I modify it, I just click on update, and that saves the changes. And so basically, this is the extent of this application. Thank you very much for watching.